Hi everybody, I'm Kim. Welcome to the Regretful Yarn Addict. Today is the reveal, I guess, for the collaboration I did with Jackie at Cotton Baby Crochet. We did, hang on. Oh, I just created a mess over there. Tiana, the Tiny Sea Turtle No Sew. This is by All From Jade. We did this pattern. It is a paid pattern. It is $5.66. It is 15 pages. So before I get into what they turned out like, let me just discuss this pattern for a minute. And remember, this is just my opinion, all right? It's my opinion. It's not set in stone. It doesn't mean you're going to feel the same way. It's not even, Jackie might have an entirely different view of this. But for me, this could have been 3 or 4 pages. Okay, I mean, I appreciate that she has different sizes. If you're using jumbo version, bulky, worsted, super bulky, chunky version. I appreciate that she has pictures of how to do certain things, her tips. But the actual pattern doesn't start until page 5. And then there's stuff on page 6 and page 7. But then page 8 is all pictures. And there's some more pattern on page 9 and a little bit of the pattern. And then on 10, there's more pattern and some pictures. Now page 11 is all pictures. And then 12, 13, 14, and 15, she shows different versions of the turtle. And that's great, but if you're looking at a black and white pattern, the pictures don't mean diddly. And I think there are some places in it where she has click here for a short video tutorial on how to do this or how to do that. And again, when you're looking at a printed pattern, you can't click on anything. But I'm one of those people who like to have a written pattern in front of me. Even when I'm watching a tutorial that doesn't have a written pattern, I watch the tutorial and I write the pattern down on scrap paper or a little notepad. Just because I want to be able to watch something else or just sit in the quiet while I'm doing it. I don't necessarily want to be looking at a screen. Now, if you're looking at the screen version of this pattern, it's great. The pictures are all nice and bright and they're really well done pictures. But like I said, I'm a printed person. I like to write it down or have it written down for me. And to me, it was like there were parts of it where it was like I had to skip over like a page or two to get to what I needed, and that just was bothersome. I mean, and like I said, it's nothing against Jade. It's nothing. It's just my personal opinion. This is just me and the way I like things to be. I like, most times I like things clear cut, right to the point. I mean, even if you're telling me a story, I don't necessarily want a whole backstory that has little or nothing to do with what you're telling me. I like to get to the point. Other times I'm okay. It's like, oh yeah, tell me a story. Tell me a long story. I don't care. I'm enjoying it. It's just that there are times when I just want things right now. I want to be able to see A, B, C, D, which sounds ridiculous considering, that I have a tendency to just go all over the place when I'm telling a story or trying to explain something. But anyway, it's a good pattern. Uh, very, it's very well written. I think a beginner would have no problem with it. um, so I'm definitely recommending it. It's just like I said, for me personally, it was too. I'd almost like it better if she would have done the entire pattern and then said, see picture 1 or 2 or 2A or 2B or whatever, and had all the pictures at the end of it. That would have been better for me personally. So, with that, I, of course, did a trial run before I used the yarn that Jackie sent me. So the first one, and all these samples, I used Hirschner's worsted specs. That's what I used. So this first one, I don't know it. The eyes, the head's kind of crooked, and the eyes are kind of weird. So it's like, all right, I got to make another one. This one, I put the head on upside down. So his eyeballs are down. He should have been like that. So I got the head upside down on this one. Like I said, this is using worsted, and I did have it written down. Uh, okay, that's for the other one. I used a 5mm hook. Okay. So then I made another one. This one I liked. This one turned out okay. Actually, no. This was the one where the eyeballs were too high or something. This was the one I liked. Yeah, his eyes are too high up. And then I made this one. All right. So, the yarn that Jackie sent me was this yarn. This was blanket yarn in light teal. Light teal, and I have this much left. And she sent me, this one is Funny Prints, and I have this much left. This was a bigger ball. Okay. So for this one, I used a 5.5mm, and it said to use, I think the eyes were supposed to be like 20mm, and I had 14mm. So this is with 14mm eyes. So there's that one. And this is blanket yarn compared to worsted, just so you get an idea of the difference. And then this next one, I used a 6.5mm, and it said to use 25 or 30mm eyeballs. I have 30mm, so I did a 30mm. And this is the difference in size between these. This one's slightly larger. Because for this one, I used it said it was like, this is the size, this is what the one using blanket yarn is supposed to look like. You're supposed to use a 6.5 millimeter. This one was for chenille, and I didn't notice that until after I made it. So after I made this one, I was like, all right, well, let's make this one using the correct directions. So I think they're adorable. I will definitely be making more of these. In fact, I bought some other yarn to do just that. But that's for another video. So I'm quite happy with the way they turned out. Like I said, it's an easy pattern to follow. Okay, it's an easy pattern to follow. I just would prefer it was set up differently. So these these are mine. I can't wait to see what Jacki's turned out like. So I will have her information linked below. I will have the pattern linked below. And I'm looking forward to our next collaboration. In fact, if anybody wants to do something like this with me, just let me know. Shoot me an email. That will be down in the description below as well. Because this was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm going to make some more little ones too, I think. So that's it. Thank you, Jacki, for reaching out to me on this. I had fun. I had fun doing that. So definitely go over, watch her video, subscribe to her. Like I said, she's still new, but she's doing pretty darn good. Took me forever to get to 500. It's taken her less than 3 months. So good on you, Jacki. You're doing something right. And that's it for me. So yeah, I recommend the pattern. It's fun to make. They actually work out pretty quick once you get going on them. But before I made the big ones, I had practice making 4 of these. So that's just me. All right. So y'all have a good day, good evening, good morning, good week, whenever, whatever it is when you're watching and where you're watching. And later, Gators. Peace out.